I was 13 and living in Ghana. One day, my teacher divided us into two groups. A group was formed of people from my school. The other group was formed from people of local schools. He told us that a month from then, we have to run a race around the school. He also added that our school group will have to run 3K, while the locals will have to run 5. The price would be 50 CD, which back then was around $15. For many of us, 50 CD might have been a small amount of money, but for the locals, it meant having food for almost a whole week. The next day, a group of friends and I who were taking part of this experiment asked the teacher why he was doing this, to which he replied, "I want to teach you guys that life is made of privileges, and the only way you can even win this race is because you have this advantage." I still think about those words today. Let's imagine that these privileges are like moves on a Rubik's Cube that will help you reach your end goal faster. For every move, you're a step closer towards your end goal. Another one, another one. Each time, closer and closer towards your end goal. The first time, you'll be able to finish it before the people that have to start from scratch. The second time as well. The third, the fourth, and the fifth. However, without those moves, you have to start from scratch as well. And with no real practice nor effort, because you've never needed it, those who have trained hard from this spot will finish before you. Privileges are a special advantage possessed by a particular person or group. Privileges can come in different forms. It can be being born as a different race, being rich, having a high education, appearance. But the most important thing to understand is that you have to acknowledge your privileges, because you did nothing to earn them. Throughout my years in Ghana, I witnessed several examples of unfairness and inequality based on privileges. To some extent, in my school, privileges was based on race. While the local teachers that taught at my school were not able to bring their son or daughter to the school, the non-local teachers were able to do so. But it's not the only place where I witnessed them. I also witnessed them in my football team. It was mainly composed of local kids, but there were also a few non-locals. But the non-locals played more, but weren't as good as them. And why? Because they were rich. The month had passed, and the day of the race had come. We were divided into the two groups. As usual as normal, our group thought there was no way that the locals could have caught up to us or even beaten us. And that's what happened. Our group won the race. But the most impressive thing to understand is that the locals almost caught up to us and finished less than a minute after us. From this experiment, I learned that in the short run, disadvantages will help you. But if that race was just 1 kilometer longer, that race would have been lost. Unfortunately, more and more people are using their advantages for their own benefit. And recently, the internet has been exposing different stories of famous people using their advantage for their own kids. And this is not the first case, and will surely be not the last one. But more and more people are aware of the harm that these benefits are doing to our society. And it seems that by the time we're adults, these privileges will no longer serve us. So let me ask you a simple question. Would you give up your privileges? What would be the reasons to say yes to this, right? You'll lose every privilege you have. But this question is much simpler to answer. You don't have to. Because these privileges that you were born with will not last forever. I've learned that while we're still this age, these privileges will help us a lot. But already at my age, these privileges help us less and less each time. So we have to stop counting on the privileges and start counting on what really matters. To start to work hard to reach our end goal. Thank you.